The Fear of a Father. Conversation continues. I read from page 15, just to share a little bit. When my son's mother and I were pregnant with our child in 1994, we mulled over its sex until our beloved son was born. The elation that I felt when the nurse announced we had a boy is indescribable. I jumped for joy, ran outside the hospital room, lifted up our pastor friend, spun him around because of the joy I felt at the birth of our son. Today, in the land of the free and the home of the brave, that overwhelming joy experienced by many a first time father has slowly evaporated like smoke in the wind and is being replaced by palpable fear. This is just a small excerpt from the book, The Fear of a Father. Can we save our sons? There have been a global movement that is happening in the midst of a pandemic. And it's all centered around a cause for social justice, for reform, for a time in America when there is equality, when a black person like myself, like yourself, whoever is watching, can feel free and go out without fear. We felt joy when our children are born. Mothers, you know how it feels. Fathers, you know the feeling. The one that I felt in 1994 when my son was born. It was such a joyous moment. But today, the fear is real. There is a video, and it is so disheartening to even watch. But it speaks to where we are as a people in these United States of America. The video is about a young woman and her 6-year-old daughter walking in the park in New York. A police officer came over with the intention of saying hi to the family and to the little girl. And the 6-year-old's response was to put up her hands. The 6-year-old girl placed both hands up. This is the state. This is where we are as a people of color. This is what she has seen. That as a black person, any encounter with the police, anyone who wears that uniform, it is not something that is good in their eyes. And it's a sad time. This young girl, 6, has her entire life in front of her to live in these United States of America. She can't change her color. That's a permanent, God-blessed, God-given pigmentation. But can you imagine her thought process going forward? Being ingrained at this young stage that, and it was a female officer, and how she felt, and her response is to put her hands up. It is sad. My conversation was centered around our sons, but now we have to be concerned also about our daughters. To quote Veronica Roth, fear doesn't shut us down, it wakes us up. In this time of fear, we are awakened to the reality that for a long time, a very long time, over 401 years in these United States of America, we have been fighting for equality, for justice. What do we do? All we can do is to continue to lend our voices to conversations, to engage our young men and our young women in conversations, particularly our young boys, our young men of color, how to navigate these spaces. A few nights ago, in the parking lot in Atlanta, a sleeping man in his car ended up dying within a few minutes on private property. The question is, if he was white, would the reaction be the same? Is this what we are continuing to experience in the midst of a march and a movement? Black and brown people are still being murdered on the streets. And we are saying, okay, people are listening and there is an awakening and, people, the sensitivity of our white brothers and sisters. And don't get me wrong, the march and this new movement, it is multi-generational, multi-ethnic. People of color, white, brown, Asian, you name it, gay, straight, everybody is coming together because they have seen what is happening. They are feeling our pain that we have been crying out for so long. But to continue, we still have to educate. So, The Fearful Father Can We Save Our Sons? It's a good read for our young men. It's on Amazon by title The Fearful Father Can We Save Our Sons? We'll talk again.